Welcome back to Today's Veteran. I'm your host, Tim Kirkhart. TheatreWorks Florida's highly acclaimed community outreach program, TheatreCares, is proud to announce the launch of their all-new inspiring program, Vet Voices. Vet Voices is a free theater arts program for disabled military war veterans that enlists creative arts therapy through active participation in workshops and events. Joining us in studio today are Scott Cook, Artistic Director, TheatreWorks Florida, and Mark Graham, Associate Director of Vet Voices from TheatreWorks Florida. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Tell us a little background, maybe about yourself to start with.
Okay. I have been doing theater since I was 8 years old. I grew up in upstate New York and fell in love with theater and the theater arts with a touring company that I actually belonged to up and through the time I was 18. Once I graduated, I came down to Florida, had a little spin of, well, not little, 10 years with Walt Disney World. I was an entertainer and did some creative writing for them. And also at the same time, I was getting into directing and choreographing and producing live theater. And fast forward through those many, many years, in 2007, I created TheatreWorks Florida, my first company, theater company, actual professional theater company that has now been in existence for 11 years.
Great. How about you, Mark?
Well, I've recently come down here to Florida from Connecticut. I have an MFA, a Master of Fine Arts in Directing, and have directed professionally, but I'm in that retirement mode. I'm currently teaching at Polk State and directing there, but I found Scott because I moved to Davenport, and I saw that they were turning this school of the arts into a little theater, and I just wanted to be part of the program. So I got very much involved and helped a little bit with fundraising and helping in any way I could from house management. And we talked about this program and we worked on the application. We got a grant for it. And so I'm very excited to be part of this project.
So tell us a little bit about TheatreWorks. I mean, what does that mean?
TheatreWorks Florida is a 501c3 award-winning theater production company. We are a professional company, and we have been, we actually started in Lakeland. We opened with Disney High School Musical Live. We did the Central Florida regional premiere at the Polk Theater. And then sort of through a chain of events, our company sort of became a touring company where we were building shows for other theaters who wanted to hire us in for several weeks. And that's sort of what we did for 8 years, is we built these big mega musicals and took them to, some of them went to Theater Winter Haven. We've done the Bartow Arts Series, but our big client was the Garden Theater in Winter Garden. We spent many, many years on the road doing that kind of thing, until in 2014, we got our first National Endowment for the Arts Award, and we created, out of that award, we created our community outreach program called TheatreCares. Since then, in 2014, 15, and 16, we have been very blessed to receive a National Endowment Award each of those years and created a different project or program in those years with that grant. And these programs are designed for the underserved in our community who may not ever have an opportunity to see theater, experience theater. So those shows went out on the road as well.
Tell us about Vet Voices. How did that come about?
You can begin, and I'll fill in.
January 2017, we realized we needed a new underserved group, or I was looking for a project for TheatreCares to continue, and just accidentally I went on Google and I typed in arts and military, and I could not believe the amount of information that popped up in front of me. So we began to do this sort of research saying the veterans might be our next group that we want to serve through TheatreCares. Well, lo and behold, 1 week after I started the research, the National Initiative for Arts and Health in the Military was holding their 4th National Summit in Tampa. So I got on the phone real quick and I'm like, I know it's late, I really need tickets to come see you guys. And they were like, please just show up. And that's what we did. And that's how we got our first taste for how the arts are coming together with the clinical side of healing for our veterans and creating a sort of an alternative opportunity for our veterans in theater, in art, in music, and that started the ball rolling for us. We continued through several of those opportunities. They had a symposium, I believe, that you and our company manager went to. And we were studying with these people across the nation, and it just kept bubbling up, and we're like, okay, this is it. And so we created Vet Voices, which is a program. It's not a project, it's a program, and went after our first funding with the National Endowment for the Arts. This process has been 1.5 years to get to where we are today. Besides the curriculum development, there was the funding development. We worked very hard with our development director, Mark and I, obviously, our company manager. It took 4 people to get that grant off the ground and make sense. We have now received a $10,000 grant through the National Endowment for the Arts to launch portion 1 of what we hope will be an ongoing program.
Why is Vet Voices so important?
Well, let me back up a little bit and explain what Vet Voices is. It's for our disabled military war veterans. However, we want all of our veterans to understand that they can take part in this program, but it involves theater. And what we're going to do is create a safe space in our studio for these veterans to come and explore every facet that they could possibly think of in theater.
Right. It could be writing, it could be improvisation, it could be acting, working with professional actors, working with writers to help them write their stories, or storytelling and then capturing that. We're aware of many programs out there. We're not going to do this in the beginning, but there are many professional composers who have worked with vets to create songs, and we've heard them. They're extraordinary. And so we're looking at working over a year period to develop a performance piece that may involve some of this music and songs that have been created, as well as involve the stories. But use improvisation, explore all areas. If someone is interested in working backstage or working in a technical element, we'll be working with our teams that do put on our regular shows. We'll be working in workshops for veterans, and that's our goal.
I think one of the most important things that we are bringing to the table is through the National Endowment for the Arts grant, we are required to do 3 different 10-week sort of workshops or sessions, and the end goal of that is to create an original musical play. That has to be done within 1 year's time or a little bit longer through everything that the veterans will bring to the table. What we have committed to is TheatreWorks Florida and TheatreCares, which is the program that it's under, is not jurisdicting what these veterans will bring. Instead, we are flipping the table and saying, you show us what you want to bring to the table. So we're not pushing an agenda. We're letting them create the agenda, which I think is so exciting and frightening for directors at the same time, because normally a director will go into a project or a program with an end result. We don't know what the end result will be, and I think that is fascinating. With that, through these experiences of workshops and exploratory sessions, we hope we'll ultimately find healing so that these veterans can express themselves like artists and find out they're in a safe space to do so.
When did it start, and how is it progressing? How does a vet even get into the program?
Well, we are actually in our recruitment phase right now. You know, we launched about a month ago. Right. We have an application online, but we don't call it an application. It just is, we want the participants' information so we can contact them. And in fact, we've had one that's come in so far from Lakeland, who is a veteran, but also was heavily involved in theater all of his life, and he's like, this sounds amazing, I really want to be a part of this. So all you need to do is go to our website, which is www.theatreworksfl.org, and you look under the TheatreCares section, and we have an application there. We have every possible piece of information.
It's not an application.
Application, right, I already said that, right?
It's just a registration.
It's a registration.
Right.
And you send us your information, and then we'll contact you and let you know when sessions start. We hope to start sessions by the end of May, but that will sort of, we'll know when we can really start once we have a handful of veterans, which is sort of our challenge right now, is getting the information out to our veterans in, not only in Polk County, but this program is for veterans across Central Florida.
Right, and making them feel safe and coming there and understanding what the program is.
Right. I think one of the things we learned through the different symposiums and the national organizations that we've been working with is that unlike theater people who would jump at a chance to be involved in something, the veterans may not feel like they want to come out and participate in this. And I would encourage our veterans to, even if you've ever been curious about theater or think it's cool or thought, maybe I'd like to act or maybe I'd like to write, this is the program for you. And we want them to come and feel safe with us.
For some of your productions, I know when I was in college, I had to do certain things for humanities.
Sure.
And I'm not going to like this, but then when I went to the performances,
Exactly.
you come away thinking, wow, that was really good.
I think one of the neatest things is that this is an opportunity to express yourself maybe in a way you've never thought you could. One of the most eye-opening experiences for me was the very first national summit that I attended with the National Initiative for Arts and Health. I went to a writing workshop, and I've been in theater all my life, so this shouldn't have been a big deal. We started talking about different formats of writing, and he wanted us to write about a military experience, and I was like, I'm not in the military, but I've had one with friends who were taken away during the 9/11 experience of our life, and I could not believe what came out of me as far as expression. And I was with other vets in the room, and the things they created within an hour were utterly stunning to me. And we want our vets that are here local to be able to have this opportunity.
Okay.
Also, we have another program in which we want to offer free tickets to veterans.
That is correct.
To come to see the program, to see our productions at TheatreWorks. And we're working on that at this moment.
That is part of where we're at right now with the development of the program. We received our National Endowment for the Arts grant. We are up for a $25,000 grant from USA Today Gannett Foundation. We've passed phase 1 where they love the program. We're now in phase 2 where they require us to raise $3,000 to prove our own sustainability. And we're raising money right now to do that, and that money has to be, unfortunately, in by May 10th. So we are looking for people to fund that.
Okay. Well, listen, we're out of time.
Oh, no.
Scott and Mark, we want to thank you for being on our show. And if there's anything we can do to help, we're here for you.
Thank you so much for having us, Tim.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. For more information on TheatreCares Vet Voices program, give them a call at 407-340-0473, or you can check them out on the web at www.theatreworksfl.org. That's going to do it for this edition of Today's Veteran. I want to thank our guests today, Jane Waters, Scott Cook, and Mark Graham. But most of all, I want to thank you for joining us. Remember, for help and information regarding claims, benefits, and services available to veterans and their families, call the Polk County Veterans Service Office at 863-534-5220 or log on to the Polk County website at polk-county.net. I'm your host, Tim Kirkhart, and we will see you next month.